Hello and welcome. So today I have a very important video for you. Okay. This is very dangerous. This is a very dangerous development. Feminists are moving to the next stage of marginalizing men. Okay. They're doing everything they can to construct a Orwellian feminist society and to further reduce the rights of men, to further attack the rights of men, and this time it's the right to privacy. Okay, feminists want to end the privacy of men. Okay, and this is of course coming from Australia yet again. Australia is really a bad place for men, but this could also spread to other countries. Okay, now let me read you from this. This is from Monash University. So they're spreading this in academia. This is coming from feminist academia, which is majority women. Okay. Could smart speakers protect women against intimate partner violence? New research asks whether we should embrace Big Sister. Now, do I even need to say anything to that? I mean, this is unbelievable. And first of all, women are not the majority victims of domestic violence or intimate partner violence. They're the majority of the perpetrators of intimate partner violence. And men are the majority victims. Okay, I have shown this in many of my videos. Other people have shown this. Okay, it is a fact when you actually read the literature on that topic. Okay, and they also say Big Sister. This is basically from Orwell's Big Brother. Big Brother watches you, and they talk about Big Sister. Big Sister watches you. New research from Monash University examines the practical, ethical, and political challenges of using smart home technologies to protect women from intimate partner violence in their own homes. Again, this is why feminist disinformation on intimate partner violence is so dangerous. And we have actually research on record that shows that feminists have manipulated deliberately intimate partner violence research to make it seem like that women are the majority victims when they're actually the majority perpetrators. 1 in 4 Australian homes has at least one smart speaker. This powerful always-on surveillance technology offers an unprecedented opportunity to detect and predict events that take place in the home. Patents logged by Google and research carried out overseas suggests that smart speakers could detect screams, shouting, and other audio signals associated with intimate partner violence. Google is, by the way, run by feminists, and AI systems are also developed by feminists, programmed by feminists, and the ChatGPT, for example, has been shown to be biased against men. This is 100% confirmed, and the screams and shoutings and audio signals that are associated with intimate partner violence, they will probably, these technologies will probably be programmed to only react to the female screams, but if there's a male scream, that this will be ignored. The research paper, Should We Embrace Big Sister Smart Speakers as a Means to Combat Intimate Partner Violence, clarifies what might be possible when it comes to existing or near-term technology, as well as evaluating the moral urgency of tackling this issue against the ethical and political considerations of such technology. The research explores issues around practical applications of these smart technologies in detecting potential violence and abuse, barriers to access for victims, as well as the likely social consequences of adoption of such systems. The consequences of adopting such systems will be that men will be jailed en masse, even if they haven't done anything, even if they're just falsely labeled as domestic violence perpetrators, whenever a woman can just pretend to scream and falsely accuse a man of domestic violence or any other type of violence, and the man will just be picked up and thrown behind bars, just like that. I mean, it happened that women were falsely calling the cops on men. There are many such cases. So in the case of smart speakers, the women can just scream and pretend to cry and say something, and then immediately, boom, the man is in danger. The man is the the cops storm in, you know, the feminist SWAT team basically, and throw the man behind bars. Co-author of the research and professor of philosophy at Monash University, Robert Sparrow, says that before we embrace Big Sister as a solution to intimate partner violence, we should think carefully about the consequences of doing so. Now, this is some gaslighting because they're actually very pro this type of measure, but they're making it seem like, oh, we need to carefully consider the nuances and blah, blah, blah. But actually, they want this technology to be used against men 100%. And I Googled this Robert Sparrow, and he seems to work together with the World Economic Forum to some extent, so which is a feminist organization. So let me read you further. Developing smart speakers to detect intimate partner violence could represent a privatization of policy responses towards intimate partner violence. The insinuation could be that gendered violence is a problem in relationships between individuals that can be addressed in the home rather than a structural problem that reflects power relationships between the sexes in society more generally, Professor Sparrow said. Now, basically what he's implying here is that the intimate partner violence is a reflection of so-called patriarchy. So he's basically adopting the patriarchal view of domestic violence, which is a feminist, pseudoscientific piece of work. Women have the power and men don't. Okay? Because women can just beat up their boyfriends or husbands, okay, and then the police comes and arrests the man instead of the woman, okay? So women have more power in the criminal justice system or the injustice system. Utilizing smart speakers this way would risk rendering women more responsible for their own safety while simultaneously disempowering them. Bullshit. This would only disempower men because it would give women the opportunity to fake their victimization and throw men behind bars. And this would just enhance the power of women that they already have. Give them more opportunities, basically, to fake some kind of bullshit drama at any given moment in the home and make the man pay for it, you know? So this is how evil the feminist propaganda is in the academia. They're clearly suggesting here something that is harming men, yet they're making it seem like, oh, this could potentially harm women. No, this is a total lie, okay? This is only a risk to men and not to women. The research also points to barriers of such technologies and protecting women, giving information technologies like smart speakers are already strongly gendered in ways that tend to make it less likely for women to be able to exercise authority over the settings of a smart speaker system. So what they're basically implying here is that women are incapable of using that technology or something. You know, well, this is absolute bullshit. I mean, most women to their own iPhones and their own computers and what have you, so they definitely can use smart speaker systems, right? But even if they need help with them, their husbands or boyfriends will just help them with that, just uh, give them these smart speakers, set the settings right, and then the woman can use these smart speakers against the man that actually installed this whole thing in the first place, you know? So this is absolute nonsense. You see how ridiculous these types of philosophy professors are, feminists indoctrinated. The researchers point to evidence where smart speakers are often mobilized to extend the power of the man over the woman, which makes it unlikely that women will be able to adopt these systems to protect themselves from their abusive and violent partners. Again, absolute nonsense. I know a case where a woman hacked a smart speaker system to basically blackmail another man. Okay? I think you can probably find it by Googling it. I think the Daily Mail has an article on it. Or it was something to that effect. It was some case like that. Okay, so this notion that this will give the man any power over women is absolute nonsense. This will give women the power over the man even more than they already have. Ultimately, the researchers conclude that using smart speakers is not a silver bullet to tackling intimate partner violence. It needs to exist alongside initiatives that address the socioeconomic structures that drive violence against women. Again, they're making it seem like there's some unique violence against women. There isn't. Okay, most of the victims of violence in our society, including intimate partner violence victimizations, are men. Okay, not women. And they're not even ruling out that these types of technologies should exist and should be used in that regard. They just say it needs to exist alongside of other initiatives. So this is absolute horrendous. This is evil beyond belief. And again, when they say socioeconomic structures, they basically this basically translates to give more money and more status to women, and take more money from men. This is what it basically says. This is what it boils down to. Ultimately, intimate partner violence is an urgent social and political problem. Well, intimate partner violence against men, because men don't have any rights, and thus they're more susceptible to being victimized by intimate partner violence, and they have no places to go to. This is the actual problem, and one that existing policy measures have failed to solve. The widespread presence of smart speakers in homes offers an unprecedented opportunity to combat intimate partner violence, but also risks privatizing policy responses and reducing the political pressures on governments to tackle this urgent social and political problem. The researchers said, if it is judged that the moral urgency of intimate partner violence justify exploring what might be possible by developing this technology, it will be important that the voices of victim survivors of intimate partner violence, whose interests are supposed to be served by this technology and who have expert knowledge of relevant considerations, are heard on the matter, Professor Sparrow said. Now they mean the voices of female victims, or supposed female victims, not male victims, okay? So this is absolute bigotry against men. They want to further marginalize men and male victims of domestic violence and male privacy. This is what they're planning to do. And let me read you from some paragraph of the actual study. A key finding of our investigation is that the ethics of the decision to develop this technology and the ethics of the decision to use it once it exists differ significantly, and thus the decision to develop this technology is highly ethically loaded. Concerns about what the embrace of Big Sister says about the origins and nature of intimate partner violence, the responsibilities of government and of women, and the appropriate limits of surveillance have most force when we are considering the how we should respond to intimate partner violence and whether we should develop smart speakers to combat it. Once the technology has been developed and is available, these concerns are mostly moot, and the case to use it to protect individual women who are at risk of intimate partner violence is more compelling. Those who think that the embrace of Big Sister would be ethically and politically problematic would be therefore well advised to make their criticism early and to discourage the development of this technology rather than to try to resist its use once it arrives. This is scary because they're basically saying once this technology is finished in its developing, then we should not resist it, right? Then it will be forced on us, basically. This is what they're saying here. This is what they're calling for. Okay? So once this technology is developed, it will be implemented, is what they're saying, or it will be likely implemented. This is sick. And this study, by the way, was partly funded or supported by this organization, the Center of Excellence for Automated Decision Making in Society. And the funding and partners of these organizations are multiple universities and 22 organizations from around Australia, Europe, Asia, and America. So this type of study gets support from multiple universities and multiple organizations and is heavily funded. Okay, so this is not just some suggestion or anything like that. This is not just some random thing. This is what they're planning. Okay, Big Sister. Okay, total surveillance of men, which means more men will be in jail, more crackdown on men, and more marginalization of men. Okay, the end of privacy for men is what they're planning. This is what they're planning. And again, this further gives women more power over men because they can just say, they can just blackmail men and say, oh, if you don't behave like I want you to, then I will make a scene in front of the smart speaker that is installed in our home by force, and then the cops will arrest you. This is what the type of power structure that will develop with this type of smart speaker policy. Okay? And let me show you the type of world that feminists want. Okay? This comes from a Medium article, probably written by some feminists, and Beyond Zeros and Ones, Feminism's Voice in the AI Revolution. And you can see in this picture, okay, this picture just captures the essence of what feminists want and how they see the future, okay? A total technocratic, female supremacist, feminist society. And when you see in this picture, there are no men. I don't see any men in this picture, okay? And there's feminist AI in the middle of this, ruling over the society, over the technocratic society, okay? And highly urbanized, where women will live privileged lives. Meanwhile, men will probably toil in the coal mines producing energy for this technology. Okay, this is the type of future that feminists have in mind. Okay, this picture just captures it perfectly, what feminists want for the future. And again, this feminist article makes all kinds of assertions how supposedly AI is being a symbol for the subservient roles of women or some bullshit like that. It's nonsense. The female voice of AI is because human beings like female voices more than male voices. So, of course, Siri and Alexa and all these AI systems have female voices. This is a sign that human beings like females more than males. Okay? And also, what I want to show you is this organization that I came across, Council of Women World Leaders. So they have a network, okay, of current and former presidents and prime ministers, women prime ministers and female presidents, heads of government and state, okay. Women are highly networked, okay, highly networked. They have councils of women world leaders. I don't see councils of male world leaders or men world leaders or anything like that. But they have that for women. And this organization has powerful partners like UN Women, World Economic Forum, Vital Voices, which is another feminist organization, and women political leaders. So you see exactly where this is going, okay? So especially with the World Economic Forum, which is a network of many corporations and banking systems and all kinds of powerful interest groups. Okay, and they're connected to this Council of Female Leaders. Okay, and the World Economic Forum promotes this idea that AI should be feminist and that the female leaders fight climate change and all of that shit. So yeah, you see exactly where this is going. Okay, you see exactly where this is going. Women are organized, highly organized, better than men are. So you get all these people who say that, oh, men rule the world and all of that. Okay, I don't see men having an organization like this, Council of Women World Leaders. I don't see men having such an organization. Okay, you might be saying, oh, there are more male politicians. I have already shown in other videos why that is. Okay, but male politicians are not creating an organization that's called Council of Male World Leaders or Council of Men World Leaders or anything like that. Only women do that type of shit, you know? And this is where we're heading, right? This is the society where we're heading. Again, look at this picture. It says it all. A picture says more than 1,000 words, okay? And again, the shit with the smart speakers, that is scary. And we need to fight against it, okay? This is getting dangerous. This is getting very, very dangerous. Our privacy is at stake here, okay? The men's rights movement needs to get stronger, okay? Thanks for watching.